I'm Brad Professor B. Davis here at the Satellite Digital Media Studios in San Francisco. Running a little late. We had some technical problems, so we apologize for the delay. Uh, Welcome to this edition of Niners Radio 49. We call this the aftermath on this Monday, September 16th, 2024. This is the our second show of the week. Uh, our second show of the week, our second show. This is our first full month, the first full show for on this Monday. We do this, of course, every Monday after the day after a 49ers game. Of course, we did it last week, last Tuesday after the Niners win on Monday Night Football, and of course, this is our and because the Niners played on Monday Night Football, we going up on Tuesday, the Tuesday edition. So we are here live, and we're going to get you on Niners Radio 49 as we recap the Niners' disappointing 23-17 loss yesterday to the Minnesota Vikings at US Bank Stadium. Niners have now lost 8 consecutive games. They've lost 10. They have now lost 9 out of their last 10 up in Minneapolis or up there, the upper Midwest. In fact, the Niners have only won a game in a dome stadium up in Minneapolis, either the Metrodome or US Bank Stadium. Only one time they've won it up there since 1990. They hadn't won a game up there since 1992. They've only won it just one time up there. In fact, the Niners have only won three. The 49ers have won up in the Metrodome only three times since 1983. So, that's just the way how it went, though. The Vikings, of course, former Niner backup Sam Darnold, their rookie quarterback was done for the season with the injury before the season had ended. And so the Niners going to try to turn the page. We'll recap you week number one, and we have some open lines as well. As if you want to come on and want to come on to the podcast, the Talk 49er football, we have the hotline numbers on this Tuesday, the over on this Monday, I should say. We Our hotline number is 510 322 7519. That's 510 322 7519 is the hotline number. So we get so the we this is a disappointing finish for the 49ers. Finishing with their first loss of the season. We'll recap that game. We also break down what happened. Also, we'll take a look around the recap of week two of the NFL on the scoreboard as well. So, so 49ers. Yep. So we're gonna just recap this game, and we're gonna just continue on Niners Radio 49. Our hotline number is, if you want to chime in, is 510 322 510 322 322, and it will be 7519 is the hotline number if you want to come on the Talk 49 football. And our website, as always, is at youtube.com/ at Niners Radio 49. That's youtube.com/ at Niners Radio 49. And it's very important that you get, and if when you do go online, check out. We like the goal is we're trying to get 1,000 subscribers so we could try to really take this Niners Radio 49 to another level. So we'll be recapping today's or yesterday's game, plus give you what's going on around week number 2 of the NFL on this Monday midday, wherever you Niner fans are at. We will glad for you to guys come on and want to talk 49ers football. So again, if you want to come on and talk 49ers football right now, the area code is so we want you to come on right now. Open line wherever you're at here in the Bay Area or in the Midwest, the Pacific Mountain Time, or in the Midwest Central Time, or in Eastern Time. Come on by. We will have our open lines. That's 510 322 322 79 or 7519. If you want to talk 49ers football, there is the source. As we're sending these out right now, just so for 49 fans, that's a disappointing loss yesterday. Very disappointing. Lose to the Vikings, and the Niners just had too many missed, too many give out too many big plays, missed scoring opportunities, and especially inside that red zone was the difference in the game. And we're gonna have our so the open lines. If you want to come on and here on Niners Radio 49. So right now we're going to continue on. Once again, our hotline is 510 322 7519. And then, of course, always, if you're going to want to check out all of our future or any past interviews or anything, you can so once again, so that's going to be our hotline. I want to talk 49ers. So we're gonna just dive into this right now. Area code 510-322-7519 is the hotline number. You want to come in and talk 49ers football on this Monday. We're live right now. We're at 12:51, 9 minutes before the top of the hour of 1 o'clock Pacific, about 9 minutes before 3 o'clock Central Time, and about 9 minutes before the top of the hour, 4 o'clock on the East Coast. So you want to talk 49ers football, and our website is youtube.com/Niners Radio 49. We're going to talk 49ers football, so much more. And we're going to just get some open lines of people who want to come and talk about yesterday's game. So in the meantime, we are, as my light is coming off, so we apologize for that. I'm going to have to go get some glue, or may have to go get another ring. Yeah, so here we go. So we're on here trying to get everybody to come on, want to stop on by and let's come on by and just let's come on by and just okay. So all right, so we're just getting adding people on and to our podcast and just taking some time here. Niners Radio 49. So we're gonna for now we're gonna just go on and just take a look at the recap of the scoreboards. All right, so yep. So yeah. So we're on live. So yep. So we're just gonna continue on our Niners Radio 49 and look at some of the stuff from SF Gate. It's a quote by the SF Gate. Brandon Ayuk's rough start is a big problem. And then I got a one Niner fan named Robert West Coast Taylor on my Facebook page says we got Niner fans still believing that so-called Kaepernick curse, meaning we haven't won a Super Bowl or won't win one because we got rid of Colin. Ignorant, y'all, some of these people, I tell you. So we're just continuing to. So it's just one game. We're gonna now just take a look into the recap of the game right now. We're just going. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna put this on here. So this is how it went down on from yesterday's game. We'll break it down here. First quarter, it was a field goal by William Reichard. It was a 22-yard field goal that gave the Vikings a 3-0 lead. Then that stayed that way till the second quarter when former Niner backup Sam Darnold threw a 97-yard touchdown strike to Jefferson, Justin Jefferson, and from Darnold, and it put the Vikings up 10-0. And then the Niners got on the board when Brock Purdy hooked up with George Kittle for a 7-yard touchdown. That made it 10-7 in favor of the 49ers. And then Ricard, Ricard hit a 39-yard field goal, and that was an 8-play, 49, 849, 8 plays, 49 yards, minute 53. That put them up 10-7. And then in the third quarter, it was Nader 10-yard touchdown pass from Darnold, and then it was 27 in favor of the Vikings. And then the fourth quarter, right guard hit a 27-yard field goal, 23-14. Jake Moody hit a 31-yard field goal that made it 23-17. To just give you the full box scores from yesterday's game. So we're going to give you the full box score. Just waiting to it download. It's going to take some time. A little give you a few seconds. Of course, if you want to come in and talk 49ers football, our hotline today is 510-322-7519. That's 415-322-7919 is the hotline number if you want to talk 49ers football. Brian Professor B. Davis here on Niners Radio 49. Reminder 2024. So, uh, we'll click to the next page. So, we will, the final totals of the game in total net yards, the Vikings 403 to the Niners 399. the Vikings were penalized 7 times, while the Niners were only penalized 4. Penalty yards, Vikings 53 penalty yards, the Niners 30. Time of possession, Niners 34 minutes and 48 seconds to the Vikings 25 minutes and 12 seconds. There's some other individual numbers. So for Brock Purdy, threw for 319 yards. He threw for a touchdown, threw 1 interception, and then Jordan Mason 20 carries for 100 yards, and even 100 yards, averaging 22 yards. He added himself a touchdown, and then it was George Kittle 7 catches for 76 yards and a touchdown. Deebo Samuel had a great game in the losing effort. 8 catches for 110 yards. 28 was his longest. And then Sam Darnold, 7 of 26, 368 yards. He threw, however, he threw 2 touchdown passes, one to Jefferson that was critical. Should never come out down to a play like that, giving up that many, giving up a 97-yard touchdown pass like that. And then Tyson Chandler, 10 carries for 82 yards. And then, so that was how it went on Sunday. And that's how it went on Sunday afternoon in Minneapolis. So we want to just get some just sort of some of the audio feed from the press conference yesterday, and we'll get some of the audio cast or some audio feed from Kyle Shanahan's press conference yesterday after the game. So, and this segment is presented by the Gold Bar Whiskey, Joe Montana Collection. Celebrate like a champion. The Gold Bar Whiskey is located in the city over across the Bay Bridge in Yerba Buena at Treasure Island in San Francisco. So we're going to take a look into so the Niners fall to 1-1. So we're about to get to that segment in just a moment. As we're going to hear Kyle Shanahan of his thoughts. So we're going to listen to 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan, his thoughts about the loss, and let's hear from his thoughts. We're going to just All right, so we're gonna redo this again. We didn't get a chance. We were trying to put that in, but we're gonna just hear it again. It's hear Kyle's thoughts from yesterday's game. Let's listen to it now. Oh, all right, we're not able to pick up this quality sound on our system on our board, so we apologize for the inconvenience. So the Niners end up losing yesterday. They just we just couldn't quite get the quality audio sound, so we apologize for the inconvenience. So the hotline's open. 510-322-7519 is the hotline number. You want to talk 49ers football, want to come on is the hotline number. So we're sorry for the inconvenience. So we're just doing our best to get, that's just one of those things we're just learning on on with the audio and the with this audio stream. So want to come on talk Niners football 510-322-7519 is our hotline number, and we are we're very welcome to take calls right now. And here on Niners Radio 49, as we're gonna as we continue on Niners Radio 49, it looks like we got a number, got a number, and welcome to Niners Radio. We got a as we're checking out on our audio streamline. We got a call coming in. Want to talk 49ers football? Our hotline number is 510-322-7519. 510-322-7519 is the hotline number. If you want to talk 49er football right now, we're on the air right now as the 49ers are losing to the Minnesota Vikings by a score of 23-17. Niners fall to 1-1. We're in just in a few moments. We're getting ready to take a look around the National Football League on this week two of the National Football League around the scoreboard as just give you what's going on around the league, and we'll also give you some the college football as well. So we're going to take a look at of all the scores around the NFL, and we'll have a chance give you breakdown on the NFL news and notes around the league, what went down on this aftermath Monday quarterback. So we take a look at the scoreboard from week number 2. It was the New Orleans Saints all over the Dallas Cowboys, 44-19 in the contest, as Alvin Kamara had 4 touchdowns in the contest. He rushed for 115 yards as they go on to win 44-19 over Dallas in Big D. The Saints are now 2-0, and they now sit top of the NFC North. Dallas goes to 1-1, and then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they pick up a win in Motown against Detroit. Many people thinking could be the year. Could the Detroit Lions could get to the Super Bowl for the first time in franchise history? 20-16, the final score. Jared Goff threw for 307 yards, but he threw 2 critical interceptions in that contest. Green Bay Packers pick up their first win of the season. Their 16-10 win over the 0-2 Colts, as Jacoby Jacobs rushed for 151 yards, and Dobbs, the quarterback, filling in for the injured Jordan Love, or correction, Jacobs had 151 yards. Jets over the Tennessee Titans 24-17. Seahawks 2-0, picking up another last minute win, 23-20 over the New England Patriots up at Foxborough. The Washington Commanders over the New York Giants 21-18. Giants dropped the 0-2 of the season, and that hot seat's going to be burning for Giants head coach Brian Dable. And then it was for Jim Harbaugh and the Bolts, the LA Chargers 26-3 over the Panthers, as Justin Herbert threw for 2 touchdown passes, and J.K. Dobbins, 17 carries for 131 yards in a touchdown. Quentin Johnston, 5 receptions for 51 yards. He scored twice. The Cleveland Browns over the the Jaguars 18-13 as the Browns even their record at 1-1. The biggest upset of the day, the Raiders over the Baltimore Ravens 26-23. That's their first ever win up in Baltimore. Or and Gordon Minshew threw for 276 yards. He threw for a touchdown in the contest. Devontae Adams, the former Packer, 9 catches for 110 yards and a touchdown. The Arizona Cardinals, the Cardinals are no joke. 41-10 as Kyler Murray threw for 3 touchdown passes. Marvin Harrison Jr., 4 receptions for 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. James Conner, 21 carries, 122 yards against a injury plagued, the depleted Rams team. Niners get the Rams next Sunday in SoFi. And then the Steelers over the Denver Broncos, 13-6. Knicks threw for 246 yards, but he threw 2 interceptions in the contest. And then the Kansas City Chiefs, the reigning Super Bowl champion Chiefs, winning eking out another W, 26-25, and the Chiefs win it, and then it was the Texans over the Bears, 19-13, as C.J. Stroud threw for 260 yards, and then Fabian kicked 4 field goals for the win for the Texans. And then on Thursday Night Football, the Bills all over the Miami Dolphins, 31-10, as the Tua Tua Tagovailoa had another concussion, and now his status is now at this point is uncertain. And then to wrap it all up later tonight for Monday Night Football, Atlanta will head up north to Philadelphia to take on the Philadelphia Eagles for Monday Night Football at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. So we continue on our satellite digital media, or I should say Niners Radio 49. Our satellite digital media is our main flagship station. This is our sister network, Niners Radio 49. If you want to talk 49ers football, our hotline number is 510-322-7519. That's 510-322-7519 is the hotline number. Want to come on and talk 49er football. This was a disappointment. They lost yesterday, and Niners going to hopefully correct some of the mistakes what they did, and hopefully they'll be able to bounce back. They'll be on the road this coming next Sunday. They'll be taking on the Rams as we look at the schedule, and There we go. So we continue on Niners Radio 49. I had to just turn off that light in there, giving me some hard time. I'm gonna have to glue that light, or I'm gonna have to give you a new ring lamp eventually. So you want to talk 49ers football? 49er football, 49er talk, 510-322-7519 is the hotline number. We're now at 125. We're going to go on for about 5 more minutes. We want to check out some NFL, what's going on around the National Football League, any news and notes of anything we missed around the NFL, some things going on for from week 2 news and notes. We will also be doing some. We'll be doing all around the league. What's been going on around the league, and we're going to try to get Sam Farmer from the LA Times to come on. I read a great piece by Sam Farmer. You should check his article out at latimes.com about the whole John Madden experience. Of course, John Madden, who was the late John Madden, who passed away actually almost 3 years ago, the day before my birthday in late December of 2021. So, but we have some. So we're going to pick up this little audio piece from what Stephen A. Smith from ESPN, his thoughts of the Dallas Cowboys laying a nasty, rotten egg against the Saints on Sunday. On Sunday, we're going to try to listen to that clip for and yeah, Stephen A. leaves no stone unturned for the dreadful death for the hated Dallas Cowboys. And in other news, Hassan Reddick's trade for others for the Jets edge rusher. He still has not yet suited up for the New York Jets. We will. So we're gonna try to get this one. So we will. Okay, so we're just gonna. Well, so there. So Reddick is still the former Eagle, still not have gone into camp or not report or have not suited up yet because of this holdout. And every time he misses out, he's missing out. He misses a game check. So he already missed 2 game checks, forfeit 2 game checks because of his and then some other news. The Carolina Panthers bench Young and Andy Dalton, the veteran, will start next Sunday against the Raiders. The Dolphins will sign quarterback Huntley. They won't put Tui on the injured reserve. And then the Chiefs, their running back Isaiah Pacheco, he'll be out for 2 months with an injury. They are eyeing on trying to go after Kareem Hunt. Titans or other X-rays on Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert on his leg negative, and then John defensive end Johnson announced that he has torn his Achilles. as well. So there are some of the stories around week 2 of the National Football League, and we're going to listen to that soundbite by Stephen A. Smith, and he was on ESPN's First Take. The shocking loss, Dallas losing to the Saints yesterday. Okay, we're going to stop it right there. I think our audio feed is on the other side is really so. We also want to also talk about some of the news about the with the concussion situation with Tui Tiagofonga for the Miami Dolphins. He suffered that last Thursday night in the 31-10 loss as the Bills continue to have its domination over the Miami Dolphins. And wow, no matter how the decades or no matter the names and faces have changed in that long-time Dolphins Bills rivalry, the results are still the same. The Bills have owned the Miami Dolphins really going back to the late 80s, early mid 90s when it was Jim Kelly and Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed, Don Beebe, Steve Tasker, Bruce Smith, and the Bills dominated the Miami Dolphins for a period of time. This was after at one period the Dolphins, of course, won 30 ended up winning 31 out of 34 meetings between 1970 through 86. And so and then the Bills, of course, won 17 out of 21 from 1988. I'm gonna take this quick timeout. I think I got to pick somebody up at the doorbell's ring. So we'll take this quick timeout. We'll quick take this quick timeout. All right. Sorry for the inconvenience. Had to someone was down at the door. I had to get to take care of something. So we apologize for that delay. No. So I got a comment by a Niner fan or someone claiming that the Niners are the West Coast version of the Dallas Cowboys. I don't agree with that at all. So want to come on and talk Niners? Niners radio football. Niners were losers 23-17. Niners dropped the 1-1. Let's just take a quick look of the standings in the NFC West, and we will take a more importantly. I really want to get to that the standings at this early mark of the 2024 season. Take a look at the standings. Niners are 1-1. The so okay, so we'll take a look at these standings in the NFC West, and of course, so we're looking at the NFC West standings. So the Niners right now sit. They right now are tied for second place against the Arizona Cardinals. Niners will play the Cardinals 3 weeks from in 3 weeks time. In 3 weeks at Levi Stadium, they'll be playing two of their next. They'll play the Rams on next Sunday. It'll be the first of two of the next three games the Niners will be playing within the division, and actually no, three of the next four because after they play the Rams, just look at the division. Seahawks are 2-0, Cardinals are 1-1, Niners are 1-1, the Rams are 0-2. Just like that, the Rams are already now 2 games out of first place in the NFC West. They're 1 game behind the 49ers. Niners will be playing the Rams on Sunday down south at SoFi Stadium, and we will take also a look of that is the look at the Niners up and coming. And then we have another person coming in who's chiming in saying the league has figured out the 49ers. Well, it's still early in this season. It is still early in the season. We're gonna yep. So yeah. So they we got some people online right now. We're going to be getting ready to wrap it up in a few minutes on Niners Radio 49. Just a reminder coming up, we're going to have another Niner Radio 49 flashback. This year, we're going to be paying homage and observance of the three Super Bowl winning teams this year. We're going to be the 40-year anniversary of the 49ers 1984 regular season when they went 15-1. And then also, the 1989 49ers, of course, it was 30. The Niners in 1984, I should say, went 15-1 in the regular season. They were the first team in NFL history to win all of its, go undefeated on the road, win all of its road games. And then Then they end up the first, and then they were going to go 15-1, and then will they end up were the first in NFL history to win 18 games in a season. Then we'll also do the 1989, and then from that week three we will go the New Orleans Saints, the Niners and the Saints from week three from 1984. We'll recap that game just as the Niners. It was a Super Bowl winning season, and so looking at that 80, I'm trying to look it up, scroll up on something from that season. We're going to go week by week from all three of their Super Bowl seasons, the year from 1984, and then also the 1994 season. So for the 84 49ers, when we go on our flashback segment for 1984, we will go back to week number. We will. The focus would be on. It's going to end up being. It will be week three. It'll be a week three matchup between the 49ers and Saints. That would be from. In fact, well, actually, no. Today is the day. So we take a look back of week three of the NFL season from 1984 on this segment. I thought it was tomorrow, but no, it's today. This would be from this date, September 16th, 1984, in our 49er flashback segment from the year 1984. Niners taking on the New Orleans Saints at Candlestick Park. We're going to give you the recap of that game. And this is a fun exercise we love doing, paying homage to the Niners Super Bowl teams. 40 years ago, the Niners, of course, dominated that year, going 15-1 in the regular season, and then they, dominated the 15-1. We just give you just a recap what they have accomplished so far this 1984 season. And also, Niner fans, would you like to come on talking 49er football? 510-322-7519. That's full or 510, correction, 510-322-7519 is our hotline number. If you want to talk 49er football, the lines are open. So we are going to go into this segment on Niners Radio 49, talk as we continue to observe and celebrate the 40-year anniversary of the 1984 49ers Super Bowl season. And of course, you look back at the backdrop of the 19 how the 84 season progressed. It started back in 1981. The Niners already had won the Super Bowl 16 with their win over the Bengals, and then, of course, the catch, Joe Montana, Dwight Clark, the catch, and then they beat the Bengals in Super Bowl 16. Then, unfortunately, the strike season of '82, they only went 3-6 in the strike shortened 1982 season and missed the playoffs entirely. And then 1983, the Niners go 10-6. They won their second division title in 3 years. They beat the Detroit Lions in the playoffs. Eke won by Detroit and then losing a heartbreaker to the Washington Redskins in the NFC Championship game. So let's get to this part of the schedule, and I'm so we go on our shared screen, and we're going to go 1984 49ers. And So far this quarter mark in 1984, the 49ers are fifth in week one. They end up beating the Detroit Lions on the opener 30-24. Ray Worshing hit a game-winning field goal with 4 seconds left in that contest. Then I'm going to hold on just a second. I've got to go. The doorbell is ringing, so let me just go and pick that up. Give me 1 second. We'll take this quick timeout. All right, so we're back on Niners Radio 49. We'll continue with just said the doorbell had just rung, so we apologize again for inconvenience. Just had to take care of that. You never know. I stay with my parents, and you never know. It could be a emergency. You never know. It could be so. We continue on Niners Radio 49, the 1984 regular season. So we go in now to week number 3 of that regular season. The Niners now taking on the New Orleans Saints down at the or no, not at the Superdome. They're playing this game in New or at Candlestick Park, week number 3. So they, like I was saying, they're coming off that. Also coming, they beat the Lions 30-27. They're coming off that Monday night game against the two-time defending NFC champion Washington Redskins, who the year before, who, of course, who were in 1983, were the reigning, who come off a Super Bowl win in the strike short 1982 season, led by the great Joe Theismann and John Riggins and Art Monk and Joe Gibbs, the winningest head coach in pro football during the 1980s. Niners won that one game 31-27. The Niners in that game really, really dominated Washington in all phases, and it really wasn't even close. Now we go to week 3. This is now their first. Now the Niners are in divisional play. This was their first game in divisional play. It's a divisional foe against the New Orleans Saints. The Niners end up winning this game 30-20. Niners scored first, and then it was and looking at some of the numbers in this contest of the stats. So the Saints had 20 first downs. Niners had 19. The Niners rushed for 148. The Niners end up total yards. The Niners 307 total yards to the Saints 268. The Niners 28 or the Saints 31 minutes and they won the time of possession. 31 minutes and 38 seconds, 28-22. And let's list some of the individual stats as well. We will also take a look at some of the individual stats as the leaders of that game. Joe Montana threw for 128 yards. He had a touchdown pass. Wendell Tyler had 10 carries for 82 yards and a touchdown. The late Freddie Solomon caught 3 balls for 72 yards. He scored a touchdown. And then the late Ken Stabler, threw for 157 yards. He threw 2 touchdowns, so he threw 2 interceptions. Then the former Heisman Trophy winner, the former Heisman Trophy winner George Rogers and had 23 carries, 88 yards. Eugene Goodlow, 6 catches for 82 yards and a touchdown. So the 49ers coming off that Monday night win, showed no letdown, and they had to come from behind to win that game 30-20. So the Niners with the win now are 3-0. And this was the point spread. The Niners kind of covered it. They were 5.5 point favorites. Over under, they were 45 over in that game. And then also other stats. Game was at Candlestick Park. This was on September 16th, 1984. There was a kickoff time, 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. The game time weather was 65 degrees, 16-mile-an-hour wind, and the attendance was 57,611. The referee was Tom Dooley. This game was also on CBS Sports. This is when CBS, back in them years, a lot of us, including yours truly, when the NFC, CBS had the contractual rights to the NFC. And of course, NBC had the contractual rights to the AFC, the American Football Conference on NBC, the National Football Conference known as the NFC on CBS. Then two familiar names, Tom Brookshire, the late Tom Brookshire, who was so many years was an analyst with Pat Summerall, and later, of course, he was replaced by John Madden, and they switched things up in the early 80s. He was the play-by-play man, and then it was Wayne Walker, the late Wayne Walker. Of course, for a lot of you Bay Area people, Wayne Walker was the longtime sports director at KPIX5. He also did games, 49er games, worked as an analyst, worked with the greats with Don Klein, Lon Simmons, and Joe Starkey. So the Niners, with the win, the Niners go to 3-0. They now got off to a great start. The Saints dropped to 1-2 in the young season. And we want to take a look of Week 3 scores from the year 1984 around the National Football League. This segment is presented by footballdb.com, known as the Football Database. This is some good stuff, though, right here. And we're going to wait for this to download for a moment. If you want to talk 49ers football right now, the hotline number is 510 510-322-7519. That's 510-322-7519 is the hotline total, is the hotline number. You want to talk 49er football. So here's a look of week number 3 around the NFL. I'm going to, around the scoreboard, we want to just not only just show you the highlight of that season, of the 49ers Super Bowl season, but we want to share with you the highlights of the scores from week number 3. This segment presented by the Football Database, and this is a good resource to check this out. So you look at week number 3, the scoreboard around on, it was the Jets picking up a 43-23 win over the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals with the loss drop to 0-3. The Jets go to 2-1. Minnesota Vikings 27, the Falcons 20. The Vikings go to 1-2. They pick up their first win in '84. The Falcons go to 1-2. Steve Burkowski, the former Cal Golden Bear quarterback, San Jose native, threw for 195 yards. He threw an interception, 2 touchdowns. Tommy Kramer, the Vikings quarterback, threw for 203 yards, 2 touchdowns in the contest. Gerald Riggs rushed for 83 yards on 17 carries. The former Stanford star Darren Nelson carried the ball 15 times for 96 yards in that contest. So the and then also some other scores: the Packers and the Bears at Lambeau Field, or maybe at County Stadium, and this was a defensive battle, 9-7. Bears over the Green Bay Packers. Bears go to 3-0. Packers drop to 1-2. And Bob Avellini threw for 133 yards. Walter Payton led the club, had 100 rush for 127 yards, or rush for 110 yards on 27 carries. And then the Bears defense shut down Greg Ellis, held him to just only 18 yards rushing on 7 carries. And the Bears were 9-7 winners in their black and blue NFC Central battle. Two oldest rivalries in football. The Bears go to 3-0 in that young season, and the Packers drop to 1-2. And for 49er fans, this was a game that the team that everybody's watching. This was the team that the Niners would eventually play in the NFC Championship. That would be several months down the road, but that's something we'll talk about in the future. And then it was the defending Super Bowl champion Raiders handed the Kansas City Chiefs their first loss, 22-20. Jim Plunkett, the two-time, he threw for 313 yards, 4 interceptions. Todd Blackledge threw 2 interceptions. He threw for 187 yards. Marcus Allen rushed for 69 yards in the contest. Todd Christensen led the Raiders for 9 catches for 93 yards in the game. So the Raiders are now 3-0. The Chiefs, they hand the Chiefs their first loss to 2-1. Other scores: the Indianapolis Colts and the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals beating the Colts. And by the way, this was the first year when the Colts, their inaugural season at the Hoosier Dome after years in Baltimore, moving into Indianapolis. But it was the Cardinals beating the Colts 34-33. Neil Lomax threw for 270 yards, 2 touchdown passes. He threw 3 interceptions. Mike Pagel threw 2 interceptions, 173 yards and a touchdown. O.J. Anderson led the way for the Cardinals rushing attack, 23 carries, 119 yards and a touchdown. Roy Green, people remember Roy Green. Think of all the great receivers in the 1980s, from Dwight Clark to Jerry Rice to the likes of Drew Pearson or Tony Hill, Harold Carmichael, or speed wide receivers, but underrated receiver Roy Green, 8 catches for 183 yards, 2 touchdown receptions. So the Cardinals go to 2-1. This is when they were for the young generation. This is when the Cardinals were in St. Louis, and this was their 25th season in Gateway west of the Mississippi. They go to 2-1. Colts drop to 1-2. Also on this date, the New England Patriots defeat the Seattle Seahawks 38-23. By the way, Cardinals was there in St. Louis until after they moved to the desert after the 1987 season, and they've been down in the desert in Arizona ever since 1988. Dave Craig threw for 265 yards, 2 touchdown interceptions, and a touchdown. Tony Eason threw for 2 touchdowns with 126 yards passing in the game. Tony Collins led the Patriots, 20 carries for 107 yards. So the Seahawks proved it 2-1. This time, the Seahawks back then resided in the AFC West. They go to 2-1. The Patriots drop the two. They hand the Patriots their first loss of the season, and it was the two-time defending Super NFC champion Washington Redskins bouncing back after two tough losses, one to the Niners and 2 weeks earlier to the Miami Dolphins. The two opponents they lost to would hook up in the Super Bowl 19. Redskins 30, Giants 14. Phil Simms threw for 347 yards. He threw three interceptions and a touchdown. Joe Theismann, not a good day. He threw two interceptions. And John Riggins had a great day, or he had a pretty good day. The ball carrier, 92 yards on 30 carries and two touchdowns. Art Monk caught 8 balls for 78 yards. So the Redskins pick up their first win of the season, and it was a must-win game for them. They're now 1-2. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Detroit Lions, 21-17. Both teams at 1-2. The San Diego Chargers beat the Houston Oilers down at Jack Murphy Stadium when it was known as Jack Murphy the Murph in San Diego, 31-14. Dan Fouts lighting it up, throwing for 336 yards, and it was Ernest Jackson. The Chargers had a very powerful running attack. Ernest Jackson, 21 carries for 97 yards, three touchdowns. And then the veteran, future Hall of Famer, Kellen Winslow, 10 catches for 146 yards for the Bolts as the Chargers go to 2-1. Then in an interconference matchup, it was the Pittsburgh Steelers picking up a 24-14 win over the LA Rams as former Dolphins quarterback David Woodley threw for 244 yards and two touchdowns. The Steelers shut down Eric Dixon, only 49 yards rushing on 23 carries. And then Rich Annenberg rushed for 83 yards on 20 carries. John Starworth led the Steelers with 6 catches for an even 100 yards. So with the win, the Steelers go to 2-1, while the Rams go to 1-2. And then it was the Dallas Cowboys picked with a 23-17 win over the Philadelphia Eagles at Texas Stadium. Ryan Jaworski threw for 252 yards, but he threw 3 interceptions in the losing effort, 2 touchdown passes. Gary Huggleboom, 22 out of 40, 320 yards and a touchdown pass. The Cowboys helped Wilbert Montgomery to 47 yards rushing on 14 carries. Tony Dorsett rushed for 66 yards. The receptions, and then Donnelly caught 5 balls for 122 yards. and the 49ers of their Super Bowl season of 1989. We'll recap that tomorrow. So that's going to do it for now. I'm Brian Professor B. Davis. Thank you. And we'd like to apologize again for our technical issues. We're doing the best we can to keep this thing rolling. And these things do happen. You have no control over. Just we're continuing to build this thing. Niners Radio 49 has been in existence for more than a decade. And of course, 2 years ago, right after the NFC Championship heartbreaking loss to the Rams when the season ended, my man Brian Bauer stepped away, and I said I was going to go on and assume control. And we're going to continue to build this thing up, Niner faithful. It's going to be part of the process. We're going to hopefully, keep with all expanded programming from all our weekly podcasts and on-site features. So we're going to continue to build this thing, build it to the high standard. So we'd like to thank all of you watching Niners Radio 49 Monday Quarterback, the aftermath. This is our first full week of doing the show. This is our second week, our first full Monday doing it because we weren't able to do it last Monday because of the 49ers and the Jets. I was out taping over at Levi Stadium last Monday. And of course, if you want to watch the replay of that 49ers tailgate on Niners Radio 49, you can go on youtube.com/at Niners Radio 49 to check out not just that much more. So we thank you all for watching. Our next we'll have Niners Radio 49 tomorrow. The entire year. So that's it for now. Niners lose to the Vikings 23-17. They're on deck next week. They'll be Levi's Stadium South, or known as the Mecca South. They'll take on the Rams. It will be a 125 kickoff. That will be on Fox Sports. This is the first of three divisional games out of the next 4 weeks. And then after that, the Niners will return back to the Mecca to take on the New England Patriots for an interconference game. That'll be coming up in 2 weeks' time. That'll be a 105 kickoff. That will be an interconference game. That will be on Fox Sports, the exclusive network home of Super Bowl 59. It will also be the first. This is a stretch where the Niners will play 4 of the next 5 games in Santa Clara. Well, we'd like to thank you very much for watching today's podcast on Niners Radio Live Monday Quarterback, the aftermath. And disappointing finish. The Niners, though, will bounce back from this. And, the Niners, the good thing is they have won 5 straight games down in Los Angeles in the regular season. Overall, they've won 5 out of 6, including that heartbreaking loss in the NFC Championship. So they're going to turn this thing back and fix some things and get this thing back on roll. Thank you for watching, everybody. Thanks a million. I'd like to thank all of you for watching in on Niners Radio 49, part of our sister station network of satellite digital media. Thank you for watching this afternoon. And for now, I'm Brian Professor B. Davis, and so long. Thank you for watching Monday Quarterback, the aftermath, 49ers Live on Niners Radio 49. Monday Quarterback on Niners Radio Live, Monday Quarterback, the aftermath is an exclusive presentation of Niners Radio 49 and the Satellite Digital Media News Network. 49ers football, faithful then, faithful now. Take care, everybody. Talk to you again next time.